Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. So I've got my grocery haul to share with you guys today. It is the beginning of all the new ads. It is Double Ad Wednesday at Sprouts. So I went ahead and picked up my groceries today. And I almost didn't go to H-E-B today because it was super cold this morning. But now it's like 50 degrees and it feels like great outside. So I'm going to jump in and share what I found with you. I'm going to start over here with what I got at H-E-B. So the clearance find this time were just these bows. They were 50 cents each, and so they're not for my kids. I got them for somebody else's kids, but I thought that they were really cute for just 50 cents, so I decided to pick them up. The next thing that I got was this Oscar Mayer lunch meat, and it is in the turkey breast, and I picked this up. I wasn't originally going to, but they had a deal where if you bought this, you got this free, any of the Cracker Barrel sliced cheeses, so there's 12 in here, and then you also got a book. So my daughter picked out a book. So it's not over here. Sorry, I don't get to show it to you, but you get to pick out one of the step 3 or something reading books. So I just went ahead and got that. I'm all about getting books for my kids, so that's kind of like a bonus. So you got both of those. Usually it's one or the other and you have to pick, but since it was both, I decided to go ahead and get the turkey this week there. So I did get the Naturals one. It is no antibiotics in it, and so I thought, you know, this isn't a bad one. It also has no artificial ingredients and no nitrites or nitrates added. You definitely don't want any added nitrites or nitrates to any of your meats, so if it does have them, you probably should just stay away from those altogether. I did pick up more of my pasture-raised eggs. I got the 18 count. These eggs are beautiful inside and out, guys. So they are super dark brown, and then when you crack these open, the yolk is almost orange. It is so nice. They taste different. Like, you can taste the difference. They have a much better flavor, in my opinion, than just the regular white eggs. But I also picked up a sweet potato. My kids will probably, if they don't split this in half, they would quarter it. So this is a huge sweet potato, so I just got one. And then I had a coupon for a free pack of the Vanilla Bean Greek H-E-B brand yogurt. So I just got that for my kids, so I didn't have to buy any extra yogurt this week. So that's why I have that here. Normally I don't buy this brand, as you guys know, so we'll see how they like it. It comes in individual cups, so it's kind of nice that way because I don't have to do dishes by pouring it into something, but I usually like the tubs just because it's a better value in general, but we'll see how these go. I did pick up some more mayo. I just got the H-E-B brand because really, guys, they're almost all the same. And so this one does say 0 carbs. It does have soybean oil. It's pretty much impossible to buy mayonnaise that doesn't have soybean oil unless you want to spend $7 on it, because Primal Kitchen has one, but it is literally $7 at Sprouts to get it, and I just can't justify spending, you know, 4 times as much for mayonnaise. I do make my own sometimes, so, you know, don't get me wrong. I make it when I can, but you know, sometimes for convenience, I do just buy regular mayo. The next thing I did pick up, though, was Swerve. I have the, the powdered sugar one, but for, like, chocolate chip cookies, you usually use brown sugar. So this is supposed to be the brown sugar replacement Swerve. It is erythritol, and this is the best of the artificial sweeteners. Between that and stevia, but I do like the flavor, I think, of this better than stevia. Stevia does leave an aftertaste similar to like what Splenda does. You can kind of taste it. It's that artificialness. And yes, stevia is a natural form, but you can just taste that sweetness at the end, and I feel like this does not have it as bad. So this is probably my favorite artificial sweetener, is the Swerve brand. I also picked up an organic Caesar dressing. I am trying my hand at making my own Caesar dressing this week. because I've been craving a Caesar salad like no other, guys. It is ridiculous. So I went ahead and picked this up. It has 1 carb in it. And yes, it's not perfect, but it's organic, so at least the soybeans shouldn't be as bad. But I hope the one I make turns out, because if it does, I don't have to buy it anymore. But I wanted to back up just in case I try to make it and it just doesn't turn out or something, then I have something else and we're not just like not eating anything that night. The next thing I got was this unsweetened coconut flakes, and they're 100% organic. These were like $3 at my HEB, and I actually got these because I've been looking up some keto desserts, and so there is a bar that is just basically coconut and chocolate, and I think you could put nuts in it. It is just organic coconut, sliced and dehydrated. It has 4 carbs but 2 grams of fiber, so you're only getting 2 carbs per 2.5 tablespoons. So not a bad deal on that one. And then I had another coupon for $2 off in produce, so that's why I let my kids each pick one thing they wanted. So that's why I got the sweet potato and the bananas. So I do like to buy organic bananas because they are not that much more expensive. Like, it's probably the easiest organic swap you can make is in bananas. So that is everything that I picked up at HEB. Next over here is Sprouts. So I did pick up romaine lettuce. That, of course, is for Caesar salads. I also picked up the 50-50 blends, and that's because I'm making carnitas this week. And usually these roasts make a lot of carnitas. So I'll probably have a day or two of easy salads with it. And then I also plan to use the remainder for stuffed poblano peppers. So I had the poblanos already on hand. That's kind of why I organized it that way. But I do also like to have the greens in there, you know, kind of switch up the vegetables and whatnot. I did pick this up for my husband to try it. He decided after I got back that he thought this one also sounded good, so I picked this up for him to try. They're just the Cajun sausage, and they have no hormones, no nitrates, and they are virtually sugar-free. There's a very minimal amount of sugar in them, less than 2% of cane sugar and all the spices. So this is 2 carbs, 0 fiber, so 2 carbs per 2 links. So again, not a bad deal on jerky. Jerky can be high in carbs because they are generally high in sugar. The next thing I picked up was anchovy paste, and believe it or not, this is for those of you that don't know, is for the Caesar salad dressing. I really did not know that there's anchovy paste in here, and I thought that was kind of interesting because it doesn't taste fishy to me at all. But I did buy the wild caught. It's only $2.99 for this at Sprouts, so it was not very expensive. So I went ahead and picked that up. Hopefully that dressing turns out. If it does, I will let y'all know what recipe I use so you guys can make it too. I did pick up some boar's head pepperoni. This is also really low in carbs, so it is 1 gram of carbs per 16 slices. And I plan to use this on another pizza this week, so we're going to try out a little bit of a different flavor. And we're definitely not going to have 16 pepperonis in one serving, so it's very minimal carbs on that. And then I picked up my kale because I am making zuppa toscana this week. As you guys remember from last week, I did pick up the Italian sausages, and so those were on sale last week. They're not on sale this week. I saved them. They're in my freezer specifically so that I can make it this week. So I planned that out as well. And then I got some organic potatoes. These were 99 cents a pound. I just got the organic russet potatoes for the non-keto version of zuppa toscana. I make them both at the same time because it's really not hard. If you guys haven't seen my zuppa toscana recipe, I should probably make one that's not an entire like meal prep video so that you guys can just see how to make the soup. It's super, super easy. And the keto one is super easy and super delicious, and I love both of them. And then I also picked up a couple of these Hot House cucumbers. They were only 88 cents each this week, which is a really, really good deal. And that is everything that I got at Sprouts. So the last of this is all from Aldi. As you can see, I didn't pick up any meat this week. I'm kind of making a point to try, other than, you know, that and deli meat. I'm trying to make a point of using what is in my freezer. We're getting a little full in the freezer space, so this was all, my whole meal planning was geared around what was in our freezer meat-wise, and for the majority of it also vegetable or dairy-wise. So I also don't have a ton of dairy this week. Here we just needed 2 boxes, so not as many this week. My daughter wanted to try this mango, so I picked it up for her. She hasn't had it since she was a baby, so you know, when my kids want to try fruit, I definitely want to give them the opportunity to try different things, so I did pick that up for her since she was curious about it. I got some minced onion. Sometimes I'd rather have this in my recipes than using onion powder, so I just picked this up for myself. I'm also making a chicken salad, a keto chicken salad recipe this week on cloud bread. So those of you that don't know what cloud bread is, it is pretty much egg whites and cream cheese, like all blended up with a little bit of salt and seasonings, and then you just bake them in the oven, and they create like these little puffy breads. And they're really good, and they have like hardly any carb. I think it's less than a carb per piece of bread. So they're really, really keto friendly. I really highly recommend anybody who wants something just to hold their burgers or hold their sandwiches. The cloud bread is really good. Some people try to make keto bread and it's kind of iffy. Some people like it, some people don't. It tends to come out a little eggy to me, most of them. So I just stick to the cloud bread. I like the cloud bread, and I feel like you can flavor it up enough to make it into different types of bread. Like you could put butter and garlic on it, and it has kind of that flavor. You could put herbs on it, like rosemary and stuff, and give it that flavor, and it picks up those flavors really well because it's such a mild taste. The next thing I picked up here is just 2 ranch packets for seasoning. Both of my kids wanted different milks this week, of course. So we picked up a coconut milk, but this is actually only $1.99 at Aldi, so really not bad. It's a little high in carbs for me because there is sugar in it, so I won't be using this. If you do want to use coconut milk on a keto diet, I highly recommend that you get canned coconut milk. It is better for you than the cartons. They always have sugar in them. And then my other daughter wanted chocolate milk. We normally get them at H-E-B, but she doesn't really seem to mind, and this is cheaper at Aldi, so I just got the Aldi one. I did pick up 1 pack of cilantro. I have some at home, but I'm going to be using a lot of it tonight while I make the carnitas, so I just wanted to pick up an extra pack. And then the green onions I'm using in a couple recipes because I'm also doing egg roll in a bowl, and so that requires this, as does the chicken salad recipe I'm using, so I just picked up 1 of those. My daughter was the one that got to pick out the chips this week, so she picked out the cheese puffs. I don't know why she likes those so much, but she does. Me and her daddy like the crunchier Cheetos more, so for whatever reason, she likes the puffy ones. Maybe she gets it from her aunt. But this chocolate here, I actually picked this up this week. I still like this better than the one I picked up at Sprouts, the Alter Eco, that's what it is. I like this one more. And so I did pick this up. It's also cheaper to get this one than the one at Sprouts. So as you can see here, you've got 9 grams of carbs and 3 grams of fiber. So you have 5 carbs, and that's in 1 bar, but there's 5 servings per container. So I only eat half of a bar at a time, and it lasts me 10 days. So that's where I get my chocolate fix without upping my carbs too much. And then here I got a Parmesan and Romano cheese blend. I have a lot of chicken broth, but this is organic and free-range chickens, so I pick this up when I can. It is under $2 a carton at Aldi, so it's a really good price. I really recommend that you use that. Like, that is definitely one of the better prices I see for that. I also picked up a head of iceberg lettuce. I'm not sure if my husband will want to use the cloud bread or lettuce wrap, so if he wants to lettuce wrap the chicken salad, then I wanted to make sure that I had the iceberg for him, and if not, we can always use that. It will be good. We can use it next week and do taco salads next week, so I just picked that up as kind of a backup because it's so cheap. I mean, it's like 79 cents. And then I did pick up more chorizo on our quick fix dinner days. We'd like to do chorizo and egg because it's easy, it's high in fat, and, you know, and a good amount of protein. So we use this sausage. Before I got this one, I used to get Papa Grande, but they don't seem to be selling it anymore. This is the next best one I have found. This one just has pork vinegar, spices, salt, and garlic, no MSG, which is a big thing, and no sugar. So this is really, really good. As you can see here, 2 grams, but 1 gram of fiber, so you get 1 carb in there. So really good deal. Also, cream cheese is only 69 cents. I did need 1 more pack just in case. So I picked that up. I picked up a stalk of celery. This will also be going in my chicken salad recipe. Picked up a lot of avocados. Avocados were 39 cents each, so that's always a great price. I picked up some minced garlic in olive oil. Always need that. And I personally don't like to chop garlic up into tiny pieces, and my husband's a little picky, so if it's not small enough, and he doesn't like the garlic taste, so I like to use this. I think it has, it's just easier. The sour cream is 89 cents for a tub, and I just picked up a little extra because we're going to be using some tonight with our salads. Always got to get limes. I also picked up some more jalapenos, so I had a couple that I'm using for making my salsa, and I have tomatillos in the fridge already, but I also wanted to make some bacon-wrapped breakfast sausage stuffed jalapenos. Sorry, too many words. And so I wanted to pick up more jalapenos for that because it makes 20, so you need 10 jalapenos for that recipe. I did pick up the uncured ham at Aldi. It's about $3, it's about $3.99 I think for these tubs, but you get a pound, so it's not a bad deal. And then last but not least, I picked up my daughter's sushi this week. They like to share it. So this will feed both of them for lunch. It's 15 pieces. Usually my oldest gets the extra piece, and my youngest will just eat like 9 pieces. But they really, really like this sushi, so I like to pick at least one up a week if I can, otherwise every other week, as kind of a treat for them. So that is everything I picked up this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. I hope you guys are inspired to eat healthy. If you have any questions or recipes you want to see, let me know in the comments because I can always do a video of how to make certain recipes if you are interested in them. So if I don't hear from you guys, I'm going to assume you don't want that, and I won't post any videos about any of the recipes that I'm making. So make sure that you comment if you want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!